It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I did the best. I copped that crib and bought 2 chains and then I hid the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the most. I put my friends in that old Benz and took that to the coast. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I do the best. I filled my mattress, paid my taxes, then I blew the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the least. I quit my boss and cooked that sauce and fed that to the streets. Sliding it like a wet flow, already fried from the get-go. Alligators look like gecko, everything I do they echo. Big facts, my bank on big man, my drip too wet, that spit can. Yo, swap me like Q-tips, hold that there like dip can. No rehearse, need no reverb, hold your lip, don't say 3 words. Quick trip to get that lick, broad tree fur if you prefer. Quick ride, no time, I'm in there. She clockwise, real good skincare, no TikTok for that. They know that love don't live there. I can't roll dice on your plan. Red Rover, I don't hold hands. Get fortune from my foresight. Investment brought me 4 bands. Don't roll rage, I get wood wheel all by your forehead. Them city John be like he lit. Them country girls be like go ahead. If I ain't that man, then I gotta be more than human. How you mean? Funny how the people back then who was hating on the kid always talking about how you clean. Put a little gas in the blunt and I don't pass broke. Just please be cool, but I can't blame ya, I won't shame you. I probably wanna be me too. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I did the best. I copped that crib and bought 2 chains and then I hid the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the most. I put my friends in that old Benz and took that to the coast. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I do the best. I filled my mattress, paid my taxes, then I blew the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the least. I quit my boss and cooked that sauce and fed that to the streets. It's no thing, no sweat, I ain't really worried about it too much. Slight work, light work, not work, I ain't really do much. Get it in, ship it out, pivot route, back corner, end zone. Hit her with a best friend, I don't really know about a friend zone. Real time, real talk, fake, can't really match that. Put it in the insurance, Uncle Sam can't really tax that. Get the game, learn the game, play the game, sell the game, all that. Never let them tell you what you can't do, gotta change all that. Feeling myself, they be feeling me too. Baby, don't fight the feeling. I've been so high that I'm tryna scale the roof. I'm tryna bite the ceiling. They be on bullshit like a zoo fly. I be too fly to participate. I need everything for the everything. If I with you, get a different rate. Got me up, got me typoed. If you're thinking me glucose, winning and it ain't too close. I be flying out to a new coast and I'm acting like it ain't a big deal. Really, cause it ain't a big deal. 4 freaks, I'm a 5th wheel. I was born winning, I'm the still. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I did the best. I copped that crib and bought 2 chains and then I hid the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the most. I put my friends in that old Benz and took that to the coast. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I do the best. I filled my mattress, paid my taxes, then I blew the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the least. I quit my boss and cooked that sauce and fed that to the streets.
to. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Susceptible now before the moment flies.
So basic, so basic. Oh yeah. They say I'm plain Jane, I'm just your average lane. Yeah. The shit I do so basic, man, we're not the same. I'm trying to build a plane, you trying to ride away. Ay. Surfing on the web, wasting your time away. Yeah. So basic, they say that I'm so basic, wasting all this time, but some will try to say it's patience. Don't fake it, your actions or your statements make more empty promises while they groom your replacement. It's entertainment, right? At the club every night, think your future is bright. International flights got you thinking this a life. Front row seats at every fight, and you never can keep quiet.
If you want it, then you buy it. They say I'm plain Jane, I'm just your average lame. The shit I do so basic, man, we're not the same. I'm trying to fly a plane, you trying to ride the wave, ayy. Surfing on the web, wasting your time away. Money, cars, and hoes, you know how it goes. I know you like the beat, but I listen to the words. I'm not flashy, but there are times I know I drip. Like the past me, so what you knew you must forget. Need GPS, this navigation must be broke. If I could change some things I would, don't say you won't. Still work this fuck job, hard work no days off. Shoot for the moon, and if I miss, I'm still with the stars. They say I'm plain Jane, I'm just your average lane. The shit I do so basic, man, we're not the same. I'm trying to buy a plane, you trying to ride away. Surfing on the web, wasting your time away.
Basic niggas get with basic women and have basic kids. That's tasteless.
You are now tuning in to TNJ Radio Show. What's cracking?
What's good, my guy?
Oh man, everything. Oh man, how was your week?
Great week. I see you must have got the memo.
No, I didn't get the memo. Are we rocking gray today? That what we doing?
Oh man, you know, sometimes things ain't always black and white. There's them gray areas.
Speaking of gray, man, it's been a rough week for me, man.
What happened?
I got my wisdom tooth taken out. I'm on injured reserve.
Hold on, those things are real. I thought those was off of cartoons. Oh man.
Yeah, my wife, she has everything. I call her Inspector Gadget. She has every gadget known to man.
I was about to say, you get that off of Muppet Babies.
It worked too.
What I mean, is it cold or hot?
Well, no, I mean just you can screw this off and put some ice in it. It's
Okay.
cold. Yeah, but man, it's been a rough week, man. Did anybody out there ever get their wisdom teeth taken out? Hit a 1 in the comments, man.
I heard it's rough, man. They pretty
You never
much,
got it done?
nah, not yet. I wish never, but I know it's coming.
Man, I ain't never been put to sleep before, man. They put me out like 2 seconds. They put the IV in, and I heard him. He was like, "Did you eat?" I said, "No." Woke up an hour later. I was in a wheelchair, like fit like Tupac when he got shot. I was like,
Man.
And
I mean, what's up? Did you dream about anything?
Hmm?
Did you dream about anything, or you just woke up?
I ain't dreaming about nothing, man. I just like I got up like, get your hand out my pocket. I started swinging like, no, I ain't do that. But no, man, it just was like it just felt like a long blink, man. I was like, I just woke up and then my son had the car. They take you out of there too real quick, man. They pushed me down the ramp. I couldn't ask no questions.
Man.
They just threw me in the car and like, all right, see ya.
They probably figured, whatever question, it would have been some irrelevant stuff. Like you would ask something like, where do dentists sleep on after Sunday or something? I don't know.
All I know is my jaw hurt. I mean, it's like my cheek hurt. This side is fine. This side, man. So I'm drugged up right now. I'll be honest with you.
Oh man,
you're gonna see me spinning in the chair like, wee.
Oh man, once that thing kick in, huh?
Might be dozing off sitting there, you talking. I'm like,
Mm.
but it's all good, man. I'm toughing out. Oh man, shoot. I just don't know how they do it. But anyway, yeah. So I've been dealing with that, man. I didn't eat solid food since last week. Been pudding. I'm so tired of mashed potatoes right now.
Mm.
I know how babies feel. I'm like, I want to throw it back up.
It's cool, man. The face is getting thinner. I see it.
It ain't getting thinner.
Uh-huh.
That's an illusion. That's an
Yeah.
illusion.
I think you just saying what you want to hear because you want to get back to that chicken bone and all that.
Sure do. Oh man, it's that fight coming on this week, man. I wanna grub, man. So this is day 5 though. It's day 5. So they said if I want to, I can eat, but I'm kind of, I'm no nervous.
Mm.
Yeah, but trying to this Saturday. My wife, she just left. She going out of town. I don't know if she listening right now, but she going to Atlanta for a conference, so she just drove off. So got the credit to myself. Well, not really, but the kids here. But so I'm looking forward to this fight on Saturday though. Masvidal versus Covington. If anyone likes UFC, it's gonna be a good one.
Mm.
So hopefully my chin will be right so I can eat some shrimp.
You can suck them things down. I mean, you talking about like some steamed shrimp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I don't think you'd be able to handle the fried shrimp. You'd be having like little crusties in your sockets and stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm.
I do want to fry some fish. Can't do that. But it is what it is, man. I just can't wait till this is over with.
You think you'll probably have a like a fight watch party?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I ain't really having that.
Well, we looking forward to the review later on Josie Sports Nation.
Yeah, and wait, let me see. Beginning of April, I'm gonna go check out Atlanta Hawks versus Brooklyn. I'm excited about that. Brooklyn stand up. I might have to get a Kyrie Irving jersey.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that boy be balling. That. But hopefully he could start soon. I heard they're going to be lifting up the mandates a little bit, but they said something's going on to where he still won't be able to play for a little. So hopefully that changes, man.
Yeah. Did you hear what Eric Adams said, the mayor of New York?
No, what did he say?
He basically said he's not going to make accommodations for him for Kyrie Irving. I'm like, what do you mean accommodations? Like, how is it that I was wondering how Joe Rogan was able to work with UFC in the, Madison Square Garden and no one said anything. But apparently, it's only for people who's unvaxxed that live in New York. They can't work. I guess is that what it's saying. So if you're basically from out of town and you're unvaxxed, they'll let you participate, eat food in the restaurants, work in the facilities, and it's interesting because like Stephen A. Smith and all these other Shaq, they was going off on these unvaxxed, but now they're trying to call out Eric Adams in New York, and it just didn't make sense to me. If even in the NBA, he can't play in his hometown, but a person from out of town who's unvaxxed, which is 10% of the NBA, can play in the in New York. It doesn't make sense. This is what I'm saying. We always talk about this about intellectuals ruining this country. This is a clear example of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes no sense at all. It's like what the person from Florida, who's unvaxxed, they have a better standing or something. I don't know. It's almost like they're trying to punish their own people.
Yeah, what sense does it make? Because I thought that was the whole purpose of like this decreasing the spread.
Mm. Yeah, I think someone going to have to put the pressure on. At the end of the day, people going to have to say something, but they might not care. They might be like, hey, it's just basketball. Who knows?
Yeah, I think they don't also they don't really care for Kyrie Irving like that. He's not. If it was somebody that was more likable, I think people would try to advocate and protest for him.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what ends up happening. I mean, I know that the league, they're the who's the Adam Silver,
Yeah.
whatever.
Hmm.
So I know that he's been advocating for them to make the changes. All of a sudden, I don't know if he's the only New York athlete. I don't know if the Knicks have someone that's in that situation, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. Hopefully they change something, because it goes beyond just sports. Like, we're talking about your civil rights. They shouldn't have had these mandates there in the first place. Like, basically to say that you have to do something with your body to be able to live, and people's okay with this.
Hmm. Hmm.
It should have never went by. So
Right. If you're here for the first time, definitely hit that subscribe, hit that like button. If you're here as a residual listener, definitely hit that like, subscribe, and also give us some comments today, man. Hit that comments heavy so YouTube can push out our stuff. Right now, we got to get the comments popping if we can. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But what we gonna talk about today?
oh man, we're gonna get into it. And saw Swanee G on the check-in. What's going on, Swanee?
We do.
So we have, who is Ketanji Brown Jackson, Supreme Court nominee.
Hmm.
We have the House passes the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill. 3 Republicans vote against it. Let's see. Day 26 is Willie Taylor says making the ban set artists up for failure.
Where is we got to get Jimmy on for that, man. He's our music guy.
Mm.
If we could get Jimmy, somebody find Jimmy. If you're watching, we're gonna put that link down. We got to get your commentary on that one. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Zoe Kravitz implies that Catwoman from Batman will be by. Let's see. We also have racism don't take any days off, as Ukrainians block Black people from fleeing to Poland for safety in the midst of the crisis. And what's your opinion on the State of the Union that happened yesterday?
Yeah, we want to get the people's stuff because I was asleep. I was drugged up. I didn't even know that was going on. Did you watch it?
I watched a little bit of it.
What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, you know what? A lot of it. Yeah, I was kind of amazed, man. I heard a lot of first time stuff that you never heard before. I heard the president talk about buying American first. Never heard that before. I heard him talk about getting rid of getting the kids back to school. Never heard of that before. I heard basically it sounded.
Did he read Trump's
Yeah, I was like, man, he's sitting there with Trump's notes there. It's like,
dang. He's good for plagiarizing. We should play the video when he did that back in '87. He's good for that.
It was hilarious listening to it, man. I was like, there's a saying, success is a copycat system. You just got to copy the right cat. And I was like, man, he took that to heart.
Well, right now he's struggling. He's struggling. He's losing California in the polls right now. He's losing Latino voters.
Mm-hmm.
He's losing Black voters. And what this is right now, this is all a ploy to get some of them voters back. This is all it is, man.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know. Now, one thing. The other thing he said, We don't, and this is, I never heard this before. Now, this is probably something most people agree with. President Joe Biden said, we don't need to defund the police. We need to fund the police. We need to give them more training and resources. So
interesting. How do people feel about that?
I think that most people, probably agree with that. If you agree or disagree, in fact, what I'll do is I'll put the link in the comments. But I'm interested to know. A lot of people that I've spoken to, they agree with that. They thought the whole defund the police thing was stupid. It was misguided. But needless to say, the squad, they're not really happy about it. So, but it was a surprise. There's a lot going on in the world. We have over here the inflation record highs in the last 40 years. Gas is pretty soon to get gas, you're going to have to prick your finger and put a drop of blood in. Name it. Everything's high as far as the food, and there's always people sitting there saying wages are up. Like, what does it matter if wages are up if a burger costs $15?
And quite frankly, a lot of people's not participating in the market. So you scared everybody, told everybody to stay home because of the COVID. You say you got it. You say you are the man. You're the man for the job. And he come in here and it got worse. More people, he got more bodies on his hands than the last president. He mismanaged that. It started off with the Afghanistan debacle, where you still got Americans over there stranded. Wasn't that a terrible sight when the people was on that plane and they was falling off to their death?
Man, I can't imagine that in a movie. That was real life. They have YouTube videos of it. That was so sad.
Now we have to talk about this, man, because we know that when you get hired for a job or anywhere, someone put their money behind a cause and they hire you. They typically want you to do what they want you to do, pretty much, right? They're paying you to speak for them. Like if you look at the media, if you look at sports, Stephen A. Smith is getting, they're paying him to talk and basically be the face of what their agenda is, right? They have producers that they hire. They all got to be on the same agenda. They have producers. They have the teleprompter. You can't even go off a script. If you go off a script, even if they don't even trust you like that, because they have a delay on live videos. So if you say anything out of pocket, they're going to stop it, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, how did how do you say her name?
Ketanji.
Ketanji. Yeah. How did Ketanji Brown Jackson get in front of the line with black people? How did she get in front of the line? What did she do? And maybe you guys could give us in the comments. What did she do to get in front of the line to be picked as a nominee for a judge? What did she do? I've been Googling all day and I haven't seen what she done, what she stands for. We all know she's a liberal because she's replacing a liberal. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. So we know, is she for abortions? Is she a fundamental black American, which we all can agree that she's not? You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to put somebody in there that's not for their agenda.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, then we want to ask ourselves, do we want the court system to look like America, right? So if we're going to ask this question, if we want the judges to look like America, then we have 13% of African Americans here, right?
Right.
Here. And if you add her there, that's 22%, right? There's 9 judges, right? There's 2 blacks. I think that's, for all my mathematicians, you can, fact check me. It's a little bit over 13%, right? So what are we trying to do here? We're really trying to mirror America how it looks. And my question is also, did she get hired because she's black, or is because she's a woman? And are women okay with being hired because you're a woman and not because of your skills?
Mm. Yeah, and that's a question that, to me, this whole thing was it was fumbled in regards to, and I noticed some people, all you whataboutists out there, what about, yeah, Trump did it, yeah, Reagan did, something similar, but Trump said, I want to pick a woman. But at the end of the day, I'm like, how would you feel knowing that someone picked you just because of your gender or your race, or even if like, let's say you were, playing basketball and someone picked you just because you were tall. Like, does that mean that you can even play? At
Right,
the end of the day?
right. And here's the thing. What is, because, like, he promised this in his campaign. He said he's going to pick a black woman for the nominee. Now, Miss Jackson was supposed to be. She was in the runnings in 2016 when Obama picked, someone in the Supreme Court. And I'm pretty sure that the they're not going to fight it. The Republicans are not going to fight it because it's not going to look too good on their part if they fight this situation. But just my question is, like, is this the person you want? Because last time I checked, looked like she's married to a white man. You know what I mean? She went to Harvard. She grew up in Miami. I believe she went to a HBCU, right? And then she ended up going to Harvard later on down the line. And she met her husband at Harvard. Now, my question is, are you looking for what are we looking for here in the judge? Are you looking for somebody to take care of black issues? Or is it going to be women issues? Because you know what the liberals typically do, especially liberal women. What they typically do is they use the black card. They use the black card till they don't need it. They have it in their deck, but you're using the black card now, but you're going to use the feminine card later on down the line. That's exactly what they did with Kamala Harris. She used the black card when she needed it, and then when she's in there, she's Indian or whatever else she is. She flat out said she is not doing nothing for African Americans. So my question is why are we looking at symbolism if it's not going to affect you anyway?
I think that's and that's been a long time, a problem with the black community. There's always been this thing as far as symbolism, what we want, this black judge, this black politician, and so on. But at the end of the day, you have to figure what are the things that black America has been wanting, in the long run. What are the, when it comes to talk about reparations, for example, I'm not saying that it's necessarily something that you need to get back, but it's something that it's owed. It's something that was talked about. But what ends up happening is these politicians, they'll end up lying, basically saying, yeah, we're going to put together a commission about it. And then, when it's time, you don't hear nothing about it. Anyone hear about reparations in the last year?
Well, they did. I remember, I don't know if it was when Obama was in office, but they said we're going to kind of talk about it, but there's no movement on it. You know what I mean? Definitely, I'll be the first one in line. Are you a fundamental Black American, Will?
Listen, at the end of the day, look, I'm a Black American. I'm a child of God, so I don't know what fundamental, actually means.
Mm-hmm.
But is that I know that there's the group,
Yeah, the group with led by what's his name? Because they're beefing, right? You got the ADOS, right? I think it's the ADOS,
right?
and then you have the FBA, and that's led by Tariq Nasheed, I believe. Then you got the other group. So they were joined as one, and then I guess they start beefing. You can't. A lot of people can't work together too much. So
Wow, I didn't know they were beefing.
yeah, they beefing now. But well, for to Tariq's credit, he was supporting them, and then there was something that was said. I guess it was more ADOS. They were because they want to be a king. They want to be, I'm the leader. I'm an elder. You're this, and you need to follow our lead. We put all the work in the last 20, 30 years. You know, um, but nothing, no progress. I know. Yeah, yeah. So I just wonder. We're so worried about symbolism, man. And last time I checked, symbolism never paid my bills.
Mm.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't even own any symbols.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, this would have changed my mind, man. When the Pittsburgh Steelers won that championship, man, I'm telling you, for 20 years, I thought I was gonna get my just due. I thought they was gonna mail me a ring. I'm sitting there watching every game. I went to a couple of cold games. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, terrible town. And then when they won, and I think it was 2006, I was like, yeah, I'm just sitting there staring. And then they went to the parade, and I ain't get no residual check.
You
I was
didn't
like,
get a check?
no, you get yours.
Nah, I never got one from the Steelers or Dallas
I
Cowboys.
thought I was gonna get residual because I stayed up all night. I'm arguing, with people, and I ain't get paid. I was like, hold on. And then the time when they lost, right? They ain't look too sad on the sideline like we did in Pittsburgh. We sitting there whining and crying. Man, they just went right home to they nice $1 million mansion in Miami, and I'm sitting there, gotta go to work. So at that point, I was like, man, symbolism is some bull, man. I ain't with the symbolism no more. If I ain't getting nothing, I don't want to hear it. Even the hustlers in the streets, man. The hustlers, they terrorize the neighborhoods, and only 15 people getting paid. Maybe less than that. They mama and all the girls they messing with and their kids out in the streets. Everybody else, we don't get nothing for them hustling.
Right.
No, we get bullied. You step on their shoe in the club, it's over.
Oh man. You better I know you ain't check it out yet, man. Check out that Bel Air, by the way.
I watched the first episode. Anybody watch that Bel Air? Hit that one in the comments if you watched that Bel Air. I watched that first one, man. That was pretty good. I might watch the second one after the show.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, I heard people going after the Carlton's character. They said he ugly.
Oh man.
They going in on him, man. My it's funny because my wife was watching it. My wife was like, I don't like that character. She's like, everybody else is cool. I wonder, she probably thought he was funny looking through. I don't know. But everybody was like,
I think it's like you compare to Carlton back in the day. Yeah, he wasn't the most he was more annoying, in the old show. But he was like kind of funny, on his side because he was annoying / naive. This dude got the confidence.
He got white people problems.
Yeah, but he over there sniffing what he said was Xanax. I don't think.
Yeah, when I saw him sniffing at that party, I was like, oh.
I was like, I don't know if that's Xanax. But
they got a good character for Will, man. I like him. I like him so far.
Really good on casting. Yeah.
And Vivian and Uncle Phil. And what's up with it? What's her name? What's the Hillary? She's on the social media heavy.
Right.
But that was cool.
Yeah, they had to get it tuned in for nowadays days, and definitely made a lot of sense. I liked how they had the live video, had all the smiles and all that.
Yeah, that's dope. Well, I'm gonna check it out though. You pretty much finished the season, huh?
Well, no, they got 5 more episodes. New episode comes out tomorrow.
Oh man, you on it, bruh.
Oh, yeah.
You on it, man. You want to shout out to Will Smith, man. He's still producing that stuff after the entanglement. He need to come out with a movie by himself.
I mean, they have me locked in, even though there's a lot of woke stuff in it, lots of it. But I will say that the writing and the story is good enough to be able to keep most people's attention, especially if you were a fan of the old Fresh Prince show.
Yeah. So back to Miss Jackson. Is she a puppet, man? Is she a puppet for the establishment? Is that why they picked her?
That's what let's see. That's what Marlon says. She gonna do whatever they tell her to do. Here's the thing, okay? As far as experience, as far as qualifications, you could look at her resume. Harvard grad. She clerked under Stephen Breyer, federal judge, circuit of appeals, and so on. Her resume, as far as qualifications, she's very qualified, but her judicial philosophy is the challenge. Nobody knows anything, and some things that she said before, she's not actually saying now. So, for example, liberals have this thing where some of them want to do like a living constitution, where they're basically saying that, hey, the Constitution's constantly evolving based on the times that we're in and stuff like that. And, but that's a whole other thing. Before, when asked about that, she said, no, she doesn't believe in that. Another time she was asked, she said, hey, I'm going to just leave it to whatever the Supreme Court says, which, you're interviewing for the job. Can you imagine interviewing for a job at Verizon and they said, hey, you go to a customer's house and the phone lines cut, what would you do? And she said, you know what, I'll let Verizon handle that.
That's why I know it's designed, because typically when you're trying to run from a position or you're being a judge, you have to write a bunch of opinions, and there's none out there with her. I mean, unless I'm mistaken.
There's only one major one, and it was a one between like a labor union dispute. It was a win for labor unions. A previous judge, whom she was supposed to be the first Black woman judge, I guess she took some issue with that ruling. I don't really understand the the exact schematics of it, but that and that just came out like yesterday, 24 hours ago. So there's not really too much as far as like long written opinions. So it's just more so we don't know. And like Marlon Avant said, she's going to pretty much just do what they tell her to do.
And it looks good for them because she has braids. They made sure she looked like a sister, right? Meanwhile, she ain't living like that in a long time. Like I said, she married a zaddy. She got her little white man who runs the house. You know what I'm saying? And it's just interesting who they're picking. He had she's related to Ryan. Was it Ryan Paul?
Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan. She's related to Paul Ryan by marriage. People who don't know that her husband, I think his name was Patrick, right? Patrick Jackson.
Yeah.
I think he has a twin brother, and I believe the twin brother is married to Paul Ryan's sister. So obviously they have to be accepted into this white family in order for them to get their okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all some type of connection. You know what I mean? And first off, her brother is a policeman in Baltimore. So there goes criminal reform. You know what I'm saying? They're probably like tough on crime, right? When you tough on crime, that usually affects what? African Americans,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, so there are some question marks here, but we got to ask ourselves, why did they pick her? Like I always say, you usually anytime you could be working at a job and you want the job, you want this this promotion, but they pick somebody who's going to follow their agenda. And you're like, why did they pick him? I got more qualifications than this person. I did way more. I spent more time here. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I worked at this one job in Pittsburgh, and I did everything they told me to do, really. But I was an outlier. I was an outlaw in that company. You know what I mean? Because I always spoke against certain things. And I went and got my degree, and I stayed at the job for 4 or 5 years, and I just knew that they were going to try to at least give me the interview for this position that I wanted, and they gave it to someone who's within the clique, and that rubbed me the wrong way. This is my first experience of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So of course, when they're picking these positions, they want to quiet their voters. Like, hey, we're doing something for you. But they try to make it like it's so difficult to do. It's not difficult to do. Perfect example when Obama was in office. Now, Obama, if anybody ever know Obama, they made him look so black. He walked with a strut. This dude, he can hoop. Exactly. But this guy never had a black woman before Michelle. That was a setup.
Mm.
I ain't mad at him with it. I mean, that's his preference.
You saying that you think this was arranged?
It was arranged, man. He came out of nowhere. Why didn't we hear about him before 2006 or 2006? It was planned. Anytime the Democrats start losing favor with the people, that what they do is they'll say, "We'll get somebody for you." Then you say, "No, no, no, no. Why don't you do something for us?" And then they'll ignore you. That's what's been going on for years. You know what I'm saying? And the fundamental black dude, he's the first black president. Never had a black girl his whole life until they hooked him up with her. Come on, man.
Mm.
Let's talk. Let's keep it 100. He never knew his dad really. Remember his dad and his brother. I mean, his brother tried to speak out on him, and they
Mhm.
said he was crazy.
Yeah.
He was raised by his grandmother. You know.
Yeah. And at some point we gotta. I was sitting there thinking about what you was talking about, taking it to another level. I'm like, man, all of y'all, can y'all imagine? Just think about if you were going for a job, right? And they had said, beforehand, they already had on a piece of paper that we're going to hire all these candidates, but we're specifically looking for someone that has a red shirt. And and there aren't too many people that wear red shirts. So after that, they're going, hire someone that has a red shirt. How would you feel about that?
Right.
What if you were the person with the red shirt and you knew and you like found that memo? Like it was like the person went to go use the bathroom and you just saw like the note there and it said hire someone with a red shirt, and you're sitting there, you're like, what the heck?
Yeah. And with that being said, shouldn't like black men should be outraged about they're saying they're going to hire a black woman? Isn't that discrimination, or is it discrimination, or is it affirmative action? For them to sit there and say every other candidate is done. I'm gonna get a black woman in there. Can you imagine if the other side said when let's say Clarence Thomas or someone go, we're gonna get a white man in there. Can you imagine if they said that? The outrage.
And it's like, why couldn't he have just just not say any of that and hire her anyway? That
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
would have given her a whole lot more credibility rather than saying, I'm gonna, hire a black woman.
Think Joe Biden? You think Joe Biden was smashing black women back in the day? Marlon, Marlon, shout out to Marlon said, Joe Biden loves the black women.
Oh
You
man,
think he got a black baby out there somewhere?
hey, I ain't
You
put
know
my,
Clinton do.
we don't know.
Hey, there's sources said that Clinton got a black baby out there.
Yeah, allegedly. I mean,
It ain't alleged.
I seen the kid.
Yeah,
No,
we New York Post, not us. Vlad TV. It wasn't us. Yeah, we got a source, but man, it's interesting. Like I said, because they're trying to quiet people down right now because this is election season. It's election year. He did so bad. He promised all these things out here. He was saying that he's going to fix the economy. He said he got the most experience doing 50 years in there. He's going to shut down the crime. He's going to shut down COVID. He said he's going to get the economy popping, which it was popping before you got in here. He said all this stuff. He said he's going to build black. What did he say? Build back better. That didn't go through. And then he's trying to blame the two Republicans when you own this. You have the Senate and the House. You have control. You have three branches of government. That's called a king. And you can't get nothing passed. But you want to blame one Republican. They don't have control of it. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I'm sitting there like, why do you think the Democrats that aren't supporting you, why do you think they're not? I mean, you gotta like look in the mirror at some point. I mean, honestly, I don't think he's there, all the way. I think that he's just doing what he's told to do.
Well, right now, you know what they're gonna do. Like I said, they're preparing. I don't know if he can make it another 4, because they're scared of Trump right now because Trump has his media. He has his app now, so he don't need Twitter, and he talking to his people. You know what I mean? And they're scared that they're going to lose the House to him because people mad. Now, this is an interesting take. Answer this. His approval rating is the second lowest for anybody who do their first State of the Union, right? But when he got elected, he had the most votes ever. Is it me or this is just a conspiracy? You tell me.
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of extra going on in there. I don't want to get us kicked off of social media, but read between the lines. And something ain't something. What do you say? What your boys say all the time?
Something ain't right.
Uh-huh.
I forgot how it go, but I'll think of it.
Hold on.
Oh, wait a minute. Something ain't right. Yeah, that's it. Something ain't right. So you just came out of a historic election, but your approval rating is this low. Things that make you say, and it just the media don't talk about him. Shout out to Marlon. The media be lying their butt off about it. They don't talk about him at all. When Trump was in office, they put every day was about Trump, man. It was sweeps weeks. Every day was Trump, 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 Trump. They don't even let this dude talk. It got to be so scripted. This guy is so out of it. Like if you look at his videos from now to like 20 years ago, apparently he had 2 aneurysms, in his head. Apparently, but he is so far gone. And they picked Kamala Harris, and Kamala Harris is the most disliked woman out here. In California, you have their numbers are really low in California, and she's in the White House. That's rare for that to happen.
No, I think it's hard to mess up if you're already a judge. It's hard to mess up on the Supreme Court. But what I will say is, if you want to get a picture of what affirmative action looks like, look no further than Kamala Harris. Because that's pretty much what's already went on. Joe Biden said he specifically picked her, because he wanted to, find a black woman. Now, it brings an interesting thing, because I'm wondering, like, what is it that's the reason that they're doing this? Who is it that they're, because they don't do anything without a reason. These people are, whether Democrats or Republicans, politicians usually do things, in a chess-like manner. So why do you think, he's picking them?
Well, I think he's picking them because again he wants to appease black people, but he don't want to give us tangibles.
Mm.
You know what I mean? He don't want to give you tangibles. He want to sit there and say, "I put you in position, so you need to keep voting for me and give me a statue."
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is. Because when you notice when he was speaking to, I think it was the Black Caucus,
Right.
and he goes off on them because when the one guy asked, "What are you going to do about police reforms and different things like that?" he went off on them the same thing that Kamala does when you ask her this. When you ask her a question in the media, she goes off. You ask her, is she going to do something for black people? She goes off.
Pretty
You know
much.
what I mean?
Like, look at what I done for y'all. Y'all unappreciative.
Right. And so this is just a ploy to get votes. Nothing's going to change.
Well, it was the wake up call. 2016, that was the wake up call, because that was a time when a lot of black voters had shifted over and had voted Republican. A lot of them for the first time in their life. The majority of them for the first time in their life.
Right.
So ever since then, they've had this, sort of fear, this distaste, and it's like, do whatever we got to do except give them anything.
Right. Because, like I said, it doesn't take much to please black people, because they feel like the struggle's so hard and we just need an inch by inch. Is it, is a snitch? What you call it, a cinch? That's what they say, the old saying. But they just feel like right now, this is what they're doing right now. Like, women want to be empowered. That's what it is. It's not about black. They want women empowerment, right? Because black women don't want the same thing black men want. So they're empowering black women, and what black women is going to do their agenda. That's what it is. I mean, think about it. Like we have women in there. We had the Puerto Rican woman that's a judge. I forgot who put her in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about black people. It's about empowering black women. And you would think, like, if she's such a black woman, why is she married to a white dude? Why is Kamala married to a white dude? Because their wealth is going to go to the white family, correct?
Mm.
So what do we really care? Should we have somebody in there that dealt with black issues? If you never dealt with it, you don't know. If you never lived in the hood, I can't stand those people who never lived in the hood and they come out and try to help. They try to help, and they never experienced it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think what it is they look at kind of like, like kids or something, like, oh man, I'm going to help them, man. The people that think like that and go over there, they be in for a rude awakening.
My thing is, like, how like police. I know Pittsburgh police. If you want to be a policeman, you have to live in the city. I think if you want to help somebody, you got to move there. Feel the crowds. Smell the crack smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should live there so you can see what's going on.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think that should be part of the qualifications. Because the intellectuals don't know how to run stuff. It's like when you're dealing with a job, right? There's so many companies that the person who runs it never been a teacher, or they never been a doctor, and they're running people who's in the field every day, and that's a problem for me. You know what I'm saying?
I think one of the good companies, the Chick-fil-A, the McDonald's model also, companies like that, they typically want you to work everywhere, if you're going for the ownership role. But fact of the matter is that a lot of people, you know, they're here to give the fish fry one day, but after they get the votes or whatever they want, the votes, the money, the support, the endorsement, after that, after the fish fry, after the barbecue, after the concert, they're gone.
And the camera got to be on them. The camera got to be on them so they bite in that sandwich, then they go kiss a baby.
Uh-huh.
They spit that sandwich out and smack that baby. Get in the car.
Hot sauce in the purse, remember?
Pandering. Man, speaking of pandering, now are you going to go see that new Batman?
Yeah, I'm go see it. I got a feeling about this might be a weaker one, but I don't know. I've always supported every one of them that came out. I went to see it.
You serious?
Mm-hmm.
You talking about the '90s? You went to see
all terrible.
You saw Batman and Robin.
I mean, I saw that on VHS.
I'm about to say that movies was trash.
No. I was at Lowe's. I was at Lowe's Theater. Yeah, I wasted my money.
Now, me, ever since 1990. Now, I did watch the '60s. They used to play them on rerun a lot back in the '80s, and I'm watching on the black and white TV in my room, and I would watch that Bang Pow, all that old. I did watch that, but I became a fan. Like Batman. See, Marlon like Superman. I'm a Batman guy, right? I love me some Batman, and because of shout out to Michael Keaton from Pittsburgh.
Legend.
Homestead. When he played that part, ever since I watched that movie, I've been a fan of Batman. And what I want to say is, and can you guys agree to this? Anytime you're a teenager, whatever you witness as a teenager, they have you for the rest of your life. If you enjoy it, that's why the marketers attack teenagers and kids, because once you see it, no one can tell you any different when you get older. You're gonna fight for that forever. That's why many people like Michael Jordan, because that's what we saw when we was teenagers. It's about how they make you feel.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So Kobe, like we were saying, like, well, Kobe ain't Jordan, man. He ain't Jordan, right? LeBron, he ain't Jordan. People was probably saying that about Bill Russell. But so anyway, when I witnessed Batman in that movie with who wrote that in the '90s, the first one,
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton. That was such a pivotal movie for me. It was dope. The soundtrack was amazing with Prince. Jack Nicholson did his thing. You had some eye candy in there. I think. What's the name? What's her name? I played.
I don't know
her name. Oh man, if you know her name, put her in the comments, man. I love my favorite part. One of my favorite parts of the movie when he had her in the Batmobile and he was driving and she was trying to figure out where she was. And he put that light on her, and then next she couldn't see it, and next you're in the Batcave.
Man,
that was dope.
I don't know who played Vicky Vale. I don't remember, but
what is her name? But anyway,
I know who was on the second one.
Yeah. Pfeiffer. What's her name? Pfeiffer.
Michelle.
Yeah, that was a really good one too. It was around Christmas time. That should be part of the Christmas movies. That was a good movie, but that first one was so good, and I just been a fan of Batman ever since. If you look at my top 10 or my top movies with Batman, was I have to put The Dark Knight, because that guy had me scared. The villain. He's the first person that actually had me scared, except for the second one was Thanos. I was like, yo, Thanos is really killing people. But that Batman Return, or not Return, but Dark Knight was an amazing movie for me. And then I have to put the second one as the first Batman. You know, but I'm going to see this movie. All I have to say is this movie did not make me excited to see it. Like the previews, my son is really excited to watch it. He's like really excited. I'm just like, yeah, it seems okay, but I'm not really. It's not doing anything for me. I'm going to see it, but you know.
I mean, I know a lot of people didn't really like him, but I think they should have did one with Ben Affleck.
Oh no.
Yeah,
trash.
He was already established in the Justice League and everything.
No.
At least give him a chance at
No. He old.
Oh man.
And then he's by far one of the worst Batmans I ever saw. He's up there with Val Kilmer and George Clooney. That no, I'm glad they showed the whole Snyder clip because that was a dope movie once they put everything together.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like all the jokes he was telling. Like why I never heard Batman be the funny guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that
was corny.
That was kind of weird.
I'm like, Batman telling jokes?
Hmm.
It reminded me of Batman on Scooby Doo. Put a comment in. Hit the one if you saw Scooby Doo and Batman. Stuff was corny in the Globetrotters.
Wow.
They used to always have guest people on Scooby Doo, but he was trash, man. He wasn't good. And then, the Batman and Superman movie, trash. Oh, it was so trash. I was so excited about this movie. He got mad about a building. He wanted revenge because Superman messed up his building, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Trash.
50 Cent ain't got nothing on him, huh?
Look, that was trash. But anyway, I'm not surprised that they're trying to push this bisexual stuff in this movie, man.
Mm-hmm.
Agenda.
It's just so interesting. You really can't watch much of anything, especially if you're trying to sit there and watch it with your younger ones, because they're really the target. You know, sit there, you watch Super Bowl, and next thing you might see two men or something like that. But I don't know. I'm not really too interested in that. And unfortunately, a lot of shows that I'm seeing, I'm starting to see it creep in. So at some point, it's like we're going to eventually have to make a choice. Either to, and the unplugging part, it's hard. But if you really believe it, that's what might have to be done.
All right. So on the trailer, I didn't like his outfit. What you think about his helmet? Like it seemed like something kind of off. I didn't like the Batmobile. I am not feeling this movie.
Well, man, you just don't like the dude from Twilight, huh?
No, I don't got nothing to do with that. I got nothing to do with that. I'm talking about the whole setup. Like you're doing a reboot. I mean, is this based off a certain comic book? I mean, he got a regular car, man. When I look at I want a Batmobile with all the tricks and trades and stuff like that, man. It grew on me with the Tumbler because I looked at the Tumbler like I don't really like the Tumbler until that one scene when he came out and when he was what Harvey did when he got in that little accident and saved him and then he pulled out that motorcycle out of that thing. I was like, oh, okay, I like this one right here. I was like, okay, you got my attention.
I'm sorry. That music is like da-na-na, na-na-na, na-na-na.
Man, that was a dope scene right there, man. Dope scene. But
really movie. Yeah.
So all right, man. But you seem like you slowing down, man. Seem like you're slowing down.
That's just my internet, man. I'm good. Now, let me as far I didn't see all of this. But I saw about the people, trying to flee from Ukraine. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Now, interesting thing about this is that there seems to be a pattern, because even though it wasn't fleeing per se, there, whenever COVID was going on over in China, there seemed to be, racist issues. The Ukrainians, about 1 million of them have fled, allegedly, because I don't even know what to believe nowadays. I don't know. There's a lot of fake news, going on.
Mm.
Why do you think, if this is true, why do you think they would do that?
You mean flee?
No, blocking black people from fleeing.
Only thing I could think of is, and that was Ukraine.
Right.
They want more fighters. So the question is, are they going to start having drafts again? Because they're like, a lot of people are trying to flee, and they need all the protection they could get. They need bodies, and that's one thing I was saying, because I know the Klitschko brothers. One of them is the mayor of the capital in Ukraine, and then the other brother trying to participate. This is what I mean about, even like with African countries. Now, maybe it's the media, but it seems to me that a lot of these people be fleeing, like the men. I think the women should flee. Let them get out of there, unless they want to fight. Protect the kids, get them out of there, and let the men fight. You should fight for your country.
Right.
You know what I mean? What's the point of you going over here? Then what? It's a shame though. Somebody made a great analogy about what's going on. Somebody said that imagine a guy beating somebody up, a woman. They were dating, and he's just bullying her, beating her up, and she finally gets her independence. And then later on, he comes back and say, "No, I want her back," and try to bully her again. Basically, this is what's going on. Like, and it's a shame though, because America usually go out there and try to help these small countries, and just in my opinion, they don't want to try to defend themselves. They want the independence, and then when somebody come back, you're not preparing for war. You know that somebody's going to try to come back and take your land. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, that's the thing though. A lot of this, something hasn't sat right. Especially when you get to a point where the mainstream media, certain politicians, when they get like automatically behind something and they're just gung ho, it kind of brings pause. You know what I mean? Now, I remember, Joe Biden and his son, they had some deals going on in the Ukraine. They were making some money, and I don't know if that money is stopped or not, but it just makes me think that like there's some corrupt stuff going on, and there's some type of motive, in regards to. Now, as far as the people, there's innocent people that are, becoming collateral damage, and that's terrible. But I'm kind of skeptical. Obviously, there's stuff going on over there.
Yeah.
But all of the, the fake images. Did you see that image about, with their the Ukrainian president? He had like the military gear on. Yeah. And people's like, man, he's over there fighting with the military. Man, that image is years old. It's fake news. They had certain images of like buildings getting bombed. That it was like from 2014, and it was something. It was like actually an explosion. This one kind of messed me up. This messed me up. You heard the story about the Ukrainians. They were on Snake Island, 13 of them, and then the Russian ship comes and it says like, hey, surrender, and they tell them like F off, and it's like a Alamo type scene, and they have their last stand and they get killed. that was fake news.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
know,
didn't know that till you told me.
man, even like their president apparently had issued like some things saying he was going to honor them. It was fake news. So it makes it really hard because there's all this propaganda being pushed out on the Ukrainian side, and then there's propaganda getting pushed on the Russian side. Like the Russians, their news media apparently has it as if they're getting slaughtered. Like they're just getting it handed to them. So all this propaganda, and you can't really see what's the truth or what's the angle.
Well, Marlon has the truth. Marlon said Russia don't want them to join NATO or anything because the U.S. can put bases and set up shop next to Russia, and they could basically set up the missiles and basically point it at them, which I totally agree.
You know what the U.S. need to worry about? The U.S. needs to worry, and I'm saying this ahead of time. The U.S. needs to worry about Russia, invading chump Canada, because then the missiles is going to be pointed at us.
So it's about
they can go right around Alaska,
yeah.
And for real, God forbid.
Wow, he said, "I'm sorry to cut you off." Marlon saying no facts, and Marlon has a history. He said they try to do all this stuff now while Biden's in there because he's a weak president. Ooh. So he said if Russia takes Ukraine, they ain't going to be done. They're going to go for the other Eastern countries, I bet too, that are with the West.
You know what they're treating Biden like? You ever have a substitute teacher? And you go in there with that sub. You think your teacher's going to be there. You see the sub and you like, oh man, free period. And people be in there, they in there goofing around, they talking to their friends, they throwing paper balls. If you grew up in a certain area, they spitting spitballs, which is terrible, by the way. But they're treating this president like a substitute teacher.
Makes sense, man. Makes sense. It's the perfect time to do it because if Trump was in there, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
he wasn't gonna have it, man. And all they going? What if they just change the currency because they've been trying with Russia and China because they know America got that power. They start using that crypto,
right? And to Marlon's point, where he said China supports Russia on the low, I think North Korea might be in there too.
You think?
Yeah, I think they might be getting ready to, because I'm surprised. I know that China's been like, man, this might be the time to make the move on Taiwan. They over there salivating.
See, we so busy trying to get a strong president out there who people were scared of him. The same thing happened when Reagan was in. When Carter was president, remember them hostage? We had a hostage crisis.
Right.
They wouldn't give up the people. As soon as Reagan got in there, they let them out on inauguration. They let them people out.
Yeah. Yep. So that's it. Really matters, man. Leaders matter.
Yeah, but all right, let's start wrapping up, man.
Yeah, we gotta let you go and shout out to the people who don't get that rich pack like you got to be putting frozen vegetables on their face.
Gotta ice my cheeks, man.
Cool.
Man. You want to end it off?
Yeah, definitely. And definitely an awesome show. For those who are watching, be sure, if you haven't already, be sure to hit the like button. Share this video because there's information you want to get people to be able to see it. We out here exposing the truth, and leave a comment, because we want to hear from you. You may not agree, if you don't agree, we definitely want to see your comments, and we'll always respond. But with that, we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Same bat time, same bat channel.